How's it going? It's Charles Botensten from Botensten Properties International. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that I am now incorporating in my business and something that you should be asking your real estate agent. This is for buyers and sellers and renters, obviously, across the gamut. Doesn't matter who you're actually hiring. You're hiring a buyer's agent, seller's agent. Thanks, Charles. You just said that. Well, listen. There's something that we're going to be implementing, and it comes from, got to give credit where credit's due, Brian Buffini, and I now have a coach that's putting me onto different systems to organize my life and my business and how to bring them together so it actually benefits the clients more, benefits you guys. And the reason that I'm doing it is because I've noticed that I'm doing miscellaneous tasks throughout the day instead of writing thank you notes, instead of making phone calls, instead of spending the time where it's needed to be spent. So a question you should be asking the real estate agent that you're going to be hiring, buying or selling or leasing, or the agent you're going to be hiring to represent you, you could say it in whatever fashion, to manage your properties, to buy you an investment property, whatever the case may be, is ask, after we close, what services will you provide? Okay, so this is something that, as I mentioned, Brian Buffini, his coaching program has actually essentially got me onto, and it's an amazing program. It's like the sale is it's like the relationship starts when you meet your client, and then after that, it just continuously improves and gets better and organizes itself around what you do once you close. So number one is that it's not like when we close, it's done. And I've never had that. I've always kept in contact with most of my clients. Honestly, when I first started in real estate, I didn't have a system to keeping in contact with them and following up. And do you need anything? If you need an accountant, an attorney, a floor guy, a window guy, an architect, a painter, an engineer, places to go, cool spots to see in the city, what to do in the city, which one of them is a walking tour. Highly recommend a walking tour. I walked around New York City, and anytime I saw someone with an umbrella, I'm like, what's this guy doing? Look at this umbrella showing around all these tourists. And then my parents actually were like, yeah, let's take one of them. And I'm like, it's kind of not for New Yorkers. And it's also, I learned so much. I took a walking tour downtown Manhattan. Highly recommend that. And it's free. You just tip them at the end, like $15, $20, whatever you feel you want to tip them. And it's around 2.5, 3 hours. I learned so much. It was unbelievable. There's parts of Manhattan that I was like, really? That happened there? Or look, this building's that old? I used to pass that building all the time. Or that small house, or that corner, or that's the continuously oldest running restaurant. Took it downtown, took one in Central Park, which was fantastic. Obviously a little bit different of an environment because it's a park. They talk about the park and other things about it. And then I took the best one, which was Chinatown, Soho, Little Italy, and that was tremendous. I'm actually getting chills from just discovering areas I had no idea existed. Like I've been trolling around the city and visiting different parts of the city for a great number of years. My parents would bring me since I was little. My mom grew up in Queens. My dad grew up in Chicago. So they always brought me into the city. I've been living here for, 8, 9 years. So I've been around everything that I needed to, but there's just little pockets. And especially since I just moved to Greenwich Village, it's great. So things like that, where you can passionately talk about, I took a walking tour. By the way, this Saturday, they're having one. Where do you want to go? The High Line, they have one. Grand Central, they have one. They have one in Midtown. They have, obviously, Cheslow Park, Upper West Side. They're all over. West Village. They have places where you go into different pubs. You can go into different eateries, different bakeries, and you just hop around. You find the best bakeries. So that question is, the reason being is that if the person or the agent that you ask that question to or they stumble, or they hesitate, or they don't know, or they're trying to grab an answer, that means that they don't have one. That means that they don't have a post-closing program, or an after-closing or after-sale program, whatever you want to call it. Something that really keeps you in touch with the client that I work on myself. We work on referrals. And the reason we work on referrals is that we spend our time focusing on all of our clients. We don't look for new business. If we look for new business, that means we're spreading our time between clients and new business. We say, in return to focusing on our clients and helping them in any way and adding value every single month, prepay their mortgage, to, if you're looking to put your home on the market, here are the steps. Here's how you reduce your electricity in the summer. Here's how you get ready for the winter. Here's cool places to visit that are inexpensive. You know, like value added each month, little mailings that they just get, they open, they check it out. You know, just follow up, hey, how's it going? I ultimately want to be the resource. And when I'm the resource, then in return, I just say, anyone you know looking to buy or sell, send them to me, send me an email, I'll get in touch, and we'll work from there. I work by referral. If I don't work by referral and I have to chase new business, that means I can't focus all my time on my clients. So that's the important question, is what do you do once we close? Say this sells, or once we buy. What's one of the benefits of working with you, Mr. Professional, Mrs. Professional? For us, it's clear. We focus all the time on you. And other real estate agents, I hope you use this as well to service your clients, is that you focus all your time on that, all your time on them, giving them value every single month. Maybe even doing a free market report every year, you know, for your client. And all you say is, in return, once you hear someone that's looking to buy or sell, send them to me. We work by referrals. So it's a question that I don't think really is ever asked by any client at any time I volunteered. I say, really, the differentiating aspect between me and the 24,000 or 22,000, 27,000 other real estate agents in New York City is that once we close, our relationship only gets stronger. If you need anything at any time, like I mentioned before, an eatery, an accountant, a service professional, a contractor, a floor person, a window person, a cleaner, whatever, doesn't matter. Place to go, place to host the party. You know, I have a client that continuously asks around the city where there's good coffee shops outside of Starbucks. You know, where's that coffee shop I can meet a client? And they're not in real estate. They're in private wealth. And they meet clients at coffee shops. The initial introduction, hey, how's it going? Let's go to a coffee shop. Don't come to my office. Let's go to a coffee shop. So they continuously get whatever resources I can, and I want to provide them that, because my business, as I mentioned, is built on referrals. So ask that question. Once we close or once we buy, where are we going to be relationship-wise? How are you going to continuously serve us? If they hesitate or they don't know or they're fumbling for the answers, they don't have one. And to be honest, if you just want to buy or sell and just be like, sell it, buy it for me, that's good, but a true professional works on referrals. That's what their business is, and you want that, because if they don't have something afterwards, after the closing, everything else to stay in touch, I would really question how they're going to be able to handle the actual transaction itself. Are they going to be a professional, great negotiator, be able to get all the parties together on the same wavelength to close, you know, when there's problems that show up, when financing is difficult, or the attorneys start going back and forth over the contract? Are you the professional that's going to be able to round up the herd and say, listen, our goal is to sell or to buy this apartment, to ultimately get to the closing table? So if someone doesn't have a post-closing program or something to keep in touch and give value, not to ask for business, I just say in response to providing you value, and I can give you more value and I can service all of your needs, I don't want to look for new business. Just when you hear someone, send them to me. I'll help them out. And I work by referrals, so I can focus all my time on the referrals. That's the added benefit that I provide, the unique selling proposition, the USP is what they call it. But if they don't have one, I would question why or what they do during the transaction. So ask that question next time you're looking to hire a real estate agent, is say, once we close, once we buy, what services, what added value are you gonna provide us? And if it's a generic, oh, I'll be here just in case, if they don't have a specific program, specific services that they offer, maybe find someone that does. That's up to you. But I think it's a great way to really differentiate between the professional and someone who's confident in their pitch or their services, because that question, I guarantee you, will throw off most real estate agents. So anyway, if you have any questions, I'm Charles Botensten. We're at Botensten Properties International. We're based in Midtown. And the best way to follow us is two ways, whichever one you like: pictures, which is Instagram, or video, which is obviously YouTube. If you have any questions, any comments, anything related to real estate or not related to real estate, leave it in the comments section, shoot me an email, and I will chat with you soon.